Alright, the live has started. Who is here? The one sole viewer right now. Or two sole viewers. Anyway, like this time, I actually advertised when I was going to stream. Like last two attempts for this stream, nobody was watching. Like, and like all the viewers I had before were like, are people that I know. Yep, you continue doing it. like Kelsey was just playing Minecraft. I could see so on Discord. Like there's like no consistent upload schedule for what I'm doing. Like if you just look at, you know, regular videos that I have, it's just like game clips, like 30-second ones, like, and there's a thunderstorm, so if everything cuts out, that's why. Anyway, we got a guest. Actually. I gotta move the entire laptop. There's my dog that's just resting on my bed. Arnold, wanna say hello? Okay, he doesn't care. Let me just put my computer down. And dog. Yeah. So because I actually have people to talk to, you know, this review is actually going to be possible to do. Not to mention, like, it's been 3 weeks since the last stream, and I was originally what I was going to do was review the game, tell me why, because like for the month of June, it was completely free on Xbox, and like I looked up how long it would take to finish the game, like, and it's about like 9 hours. And I thought, you know, this is an easy thing to knock out. I'll play this game, I'll review it, like, and that would be it. And of course, you know, if you look at the title, this isn't about that game, because I decided to play the first Outer Worlds, and and the subject of like that game was brought up because like I was mentioned last stream, like how with the second games they're making that game $80, and like, you know, that's like you know, topic that $80 dies. Yeah, like, which, you know, not a lot of people are a fan of. But with the first Outer Worlds game, like specifically the Spacer's Choice Edition, which is like just like the full game with like the 2 DLCs, and there's this PlayStation sale, and it was like $19. I was thought like, well, if I'm gonna have a chance to experience, you know, this universe, might as well, you know, at least do it once. So I played that game, like, and you know, if I had just stuck by the original stream idea, like, you know, it wouldn't have taken me 3 weeks to have made another stream. So there's that. So before I, delve into the review, uh, uh, you know, like the title, like Starfield and the Outer Worlds comparison, I thought, like, well, a bit of history, like Obsidian Entertainment, the developers of the Outer Worlds, and like, if you don't know, they made Fallout New Vegas, like, basically Bethesda at one point in time, like when after they made Fallout 3, they thought, hey, Obsidian, like, your workforce is like has some people that made the original Fallout games. Why don't you try this? And you and I will get money from it. I'm not sure if you can hear the thunderstorm right now through the mic, but it's there. Like, and that's the story of like Fallout. I can't on the stream. Is everything fine? Okay, no, you're talking about the thunderstorm. Okay, that's fine. That's good. That's good news. This thunder is not a problem. I misread that. Uh, so like, that's because you could think of Bethesda and Obsidian like being like the lane of RPG games. Like, granted, like, at least with Obsidian Entertainment, when they made the first Outer Worlds game, simplified RPG games. I'll get more into that later. But that's an oversimplified history. Of course, both Bethesda and Obsidian Entertainment were both bought out by Microsoft, so it's a bit weird, like, but anyway, I played the first Outer Worlds game, and if you're wondering why I'm doing a comparison between the Outer Worlds and Starfield, I thought, hey, space RPG by Obsidian Entertainment, space RPG by Bethesda Game Studios. Uh, you know, they're both space games. Why not make the comparison? So anyway, that's why. So stream froze. Oh, never mind. I think it's just. You, the only viewer in here right now. Just checking if there's anybody else. So, so to begin with, talking about these games themselves. Now, this might be a weird place to start, but like, I'm gonna talk about the DLCs, and yeah, let me just explain why I'm starting there. It's because, like, of course, the Outer Worlds, like, as a game, has been out much longer than Starfield. Starfield was it launched 2023, and like the Outer Worlds like 2019. And with the Outer Worlds, there's 2 story DLCs, and with Starfield, just technically 1 story DLC, and the Creation Club that I don't like. You'll know why I'm trying to knock this in like the introduction. But like I played through the two DLCs the Outer Worlds had. They're both. Can you hear that thunder right now? That's just gonna distract. I only heard it from my place. Okay, that's just gonna be like a major distraction to me. Like that's just gonna throw me off a lot of time. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So anyway, like, but basically, with Starfield and their first major DLC, like the with Starfield, the Shattered Space DLC apparently was a good story expansion. Uh, like if you look at the reviews, like they're not good. Uh, like so, I mean, there's not like of a comparison there. Like two good DLCs compared to one really bad one. But like for all intents and purposes, let's just say that uh, the Starfield DLC, the one Starfield major Starfield DLC, is like a 10 out of 10 addition to the game. Uh, and I'm only saying it for all intents and purposes because I haven't played the Shattered Space DLC. Like, uh, like for all intents and purposes, like the Outer Worlds has two good DLCs and Starfield has like one major good DLC. Uh, like from what I heard, like the Shadow Space DLC, it's only 5 hours of additional game content for like $30. So immediately not great. And that's plus, yeah, it's not. That's immediately not worth it. Uh, like I just think of, like Starfield right now. It's currently like a $70 game. Like, so that on top of it, that's not good pricing. Like, granted, I don't know like how much. Uh, and I just got a Discord notification. Uh, is it anything important? I don't think so. And I'm probably gonna have to close Discord because that's gonna distract me also. Okay, like so immediately at the gate, it's not good pricing. I don't know, like, how much the Outer Worlds DLC was when they first came out. But I guarantee probably not $30 each. Uh, so yeah, and plus like with Bethesda and how they monetize their games, uh, like with Starfield, their creation club, like it's full of like just imagine the Minecraft marketplace, but worse. Of course, there's a bunch of free mods made by a lot of people. Uh, but there's also paid mods, which like are terrible. Like just to give you an idea, like there's one free edition that you can make where you can basically get uh like an armor set from Doom, another Bethesda property, like like for free. And like, you know, great non-canon content. Like like, and it's an all right quest they give you for free. Uh, but like that's fine. But for some reason, like like some in-game collectible thing, like in-game plushies, like that's paid. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I didn't like the Creation Club when it was in Fallout 4, and I like it less in Starfield because the Creation Club and like the modding space is combined, and it's bad. Like it's not good. Like very rarely is there something purchasing on there, and when you get a Bethesda game, like they by default give you 100 creation credits, which isn't enough to, like, get anything. Like the the paid mods. I'm just going on a full-on rant here, but the paid mods, like, eventually need to pay mods if you want a mod that's achievement friendly. Because if you use like the regular mods that are free, just cut off achievements from you. Now, granted, I understand why they do. You don't want a mod that just gives you, uh, you know, god powers, like in the game, like to like don't want players to circumvent around that. But like as a result, you have like creating a free version of the mod, which isn't achievement friendly. It's just the same mod, and uh, like like a version that is achievement friendly, which is paid, plus like approved by Bethesda, and it's just a mess. Like there's I know currently like Bethesda, they're promoting some creator that made an addition to the game, uh, where you could basically build an entire space fleet, like adds new enemies. And granted, that's cool. Like if there's more stuff like that, like supporting other creators like directly, uh, and like stuff that's actually worth it, like that would be fine. But like 50% of the time, it's not fine. Like so that's my entire rant of the Christian Club in Starfield. Uh, like so there's that. And then and then uh, with the Outer Worlds, there's two DLCs. Like those two DLCs, like they add around like at least 20 more hours of game content. I want to say maybe it's more like 15, but like you know much more. Uh, and because I haven't played the one story DLC for Starfield. I guess for the rest of this, I'm just going to talk about the base games. Uh, because uh, at some point, supposedly there's supposed to be more DLCs for Starfield, and like maybe more sense like to do this kind of video slash stream, like a couple. Should maybe it would make more sense like to do this sort of thing like a couple more years, like when I could compare, like, you bought it, okay, now that's awesome. Us and the boys have got to come over to your house at some point. $15 on Steam, now that's a steal. I didn't I didn't get it because I I bought the Outer Worlds. Oh man, better version with. Yep, amazing. So there's that. Uh, So anyway, we're done talking about the DLC. I'm gonna talk about uh, the story introductions in both of these games. Uh, I think like in the second half, I'll actually like get into like spoiler stuff. I think it's fine if I talk about the introduction, right? Like, there's not much like the plot. Not a lot of plot kicks off yet in the intro. I probably won't play it. Nobody's viewing. Nobody's gonna gonna this. Nobody's gonna play this, and nobody's gonna be convinced to buy any either of these games. Uh, so uh, so at the beginning of Starfield, like you basically start out as a miner. Uh, don't I know what I said. Don't make any jokes about that. You start out as a guy that hits rocks. Hits rocks. No, uses a laser gun to gather rocks. You start out as a driller. You start out as a driller on this alien planet. Uh, and basically, like you and your uh, drilling team find this alien artifact. You pass out, uh, and like basically you see a vision, like the contractor that they're getting this alien artifact for is an organization called Constellation Space Explorer Group, and this character introduced to Barrett, he's being chased by space pirates, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you're a part of Constellation now. Come with me. Await the pirates. I'll stay behind here. And, like after we're done fighting these pirates, and go over there, go to this planet, and fight the pirate." If that sounds very fast, it is because like I don't know what it is like with like uh you know like Bethesda games like Fallout 4 and now Starfield, where basically the introduction is just trying to get the player to like the meat of the game as fast as possible. Like it's by no means like a bad introduction, uh, but like the game just pushes you into the situation with like with no breather for you to take in what is going on. Uh, it's even though I don't think it's a bad introduction, uh, it's certainly the worst Bethesda introduction when it comes to Bethesda games. Uh, so, I mean, there's that, and there's the actual combat itself, which I think is pretty good. There's flaws. It's flawed because it's Bethesda. Uh, I'm into the combat of these games later on, but like the combat, like at least it's good, it's decent. And like for like the section where like they send you into the sky, it's flawed because it's Bethesda. uh, like in the section where you're actually controlling the spaceship and basically fighting others Star Wars style. That's actually a, a nice introduction to space combat. Uh, but anyway, then with the Outer Worlds, uh, uh, you basically start off as like an unnamed colonist on the spaceship called Hope. Uh, you're awoken by some scientist named Phineas Wells, and he's like, "Yeah, they've just been keeping you up here. Uh, like this organization's been keeping you up here because you know, I don't, I, I forgot honestly, finished playing this game like a couple days ago. Yeah, they've just been keeping you up here frozen for like 60 something years. Like you gotta help me wake up the rest of your fellow colonists so we can save this solar system. Uh, so you're launched from some pod. You accidentally killed the guy that's trying to retrieve you on the ground level. Uh, like it's a lot more of a humorous game, like compared to other stuff. Uh, and I heard like one criticism is that like the humor in the Outer Worlds, uh, it kind of takes away from serious moments. I don't think that's the case like all the time. Like I mean, I sometimes the humor doesn't work. Granted, uh, but like I thought it was like all right. Uh, and then you fight some marauders in the beginning, uh, and that's the game introductions. Uh, One big plus I will give these introductions that for the most part there is a good character creator. Uh, like I I feel like it should be a standard that like if a game has a character creator, like it has to have a good like a great character creator even like like it's just been like a thing where uh like because people uh like sometimes I don't know how other people do it, but like they can make their character look exactly like them. Uh, so uh, plus there, I don't. Strangely, I don't think there's like a lot of hairstyles with the Outer Worlds. That's like it's like a minor nitpick I could pick out from like the character creators. Uh, I will say with the Outer Worlds, like there's more like instead of like solely having perks for their skill system, they have skill and perks separately. So it's more there's more points that you have to move around, which is appreciated. Like because I feel like a lot of RPGs nowadays, like like uh, they just kind of simplify that. Like not to say that the combat in the Outer Worlds is perfect, because in fact probably one of the worst things about both of these games is that the combat isn't good. But you just said the combat was decent, yeah, for you know Bethesda like RPGs. Like I don't think uh uh so yeah, there's that. Anyway, I've talked about the introduction of the game, like down to the optimization, like plus the look and feel of these games. And I'll just say this: the short answer, the Outer Worlds wins completely in this department. And like, if you've seen any game footage from both of these games, like you know immediately why. But even if you don't know immediately why, I'll explain it to you anyway. Uh, so of course, Bethesda, for whatever reason, uh, keeps using the same game engine they've been using for over a decade now. Uh, like things like uh, definitely the most polished Bethesda game, which I might that's I know that's probably not saying a lot because the games are notorious for bugs and glitches, even if they are critically acclaimed. Like, I played Starfield like 2-3 weeks after it first launched. And I didn't come across anything major. Of course, there's an exception to that. Like, there's one clip they have posted on YouTube, where one glitch I came across was that there's an area where I just kept on falling through the map over and over again, and then just stopped. There's that. When the game first launched, like, it was basically, nah, you ain't playing the game anymore. When the game first launched, like it couldn't go over 30 FPS, and like granted, like, I was fine. I'm not sure if fine is their like right word. Like, it was fine playing it. Like, I don't want to sound like a 30 FPS defender, because I'm not. I think it's basically the standard now that, like, games should be 60 FPS. But like, but anyway, like there's, like, of course, like, minor optimization things, like in, like, the big cities in Starfield, like it's not like huge dip. Like, it's not Fallout 76 levels of, like, poor optimization. But like, it's like little, I'm not sure stutters are the right word. It's like like the frame rate noticeably drops. And of course, recently there was an update that made the game 60 FPS. Uh, I don't know why they decided to do that, but I didn't really care. Like, either, like, it worked fine. But like, so there's that. And with the Outer Worlds, like, it's using the Unreal Engine, so behind a paywall. No, the FPS thing wasn't behind a paywall. Don't worry. Bethesda aren't that. Bethesda, okay, maybe they are that. Maybe they would do that. I don't know. like Bethesda, would Bethesda do that? They've been on the decline for, even since Skyrim. I think Bethesda's been on the decline. Like, and speaking of Skyrim, like, just like a brief detour. I'm not gonna lie, like, Skyrim isn't a 10 out of 10 game. It's a 9 out of 10 game at best. It's mostly due to because of how it's aged. Like combat isn't, specifically melee doesn't particularly feel good, and like with magic in Skyrim, like, you can accidentally hurt your own companions, and peaceful people. So, and for me, yeah. Plus, I think what really killed my enthusiasm when I was playing Skyrim was that one I mentioned before. Like, there's one glitch that locked me from continuing the College of Winterhold quest. I was just like, no, I'm sorry, this isn't the best Bethesda game. Uh, like, like, and I mentioned this before briefly before last stream. Is that like, of course, like Nintendo, we get away with Bethesda gets away with doing bad stuff because they're Bethesda. Uh, like as much as I railed on Creation Club stuff, uh, uh, like it's like saying like if I Bethesda isn't as bad as like EA, like yeah, that's true. Uh, but that still doesn't make Bethesda great. Like uh, so that's something. Uh, don't the 60 FPS thing isn't locked behind a paywall. I wonder. Hell, I want to search up if like there ever has been a situation where a game company is locked behind better FPS. I'm sure there is. Like, because that sounds like something EA games would do or Activision. Has FPS ever been locked behind a paywall? Uh, okay, surprisingly, doesn't seem it unless you're talking about hardware. In that case, like that's different. Uh, but yeah, that's something. Uh, so anyway, uh, uh, like back to what I was saying, like the Outer Worlds, they use Unreal Engine, so the game actually looks like 16 times the detail. Uh, uh, like of course, characters, character faces, they look more detailed. Uh, like just the environments in general. The facial animations still aren't good though. Neither of these games have good facial animations. Uh, because that's just a part of the Bethesda RPG experience. Uh, Bethesda like rather RPG experience. The facial animations never can look good. Uh, so there's that. Uh, and like, so optimization wise, the Outer Worlds already is better. Like, uh, and that leads me to compare the two art styles. Now, granted, uh, both of these games they go for completely different uh, art styles. Like with Starfield, like more sort of 80s, 90s futurism with like how everything's designed, and with the Outer Worlds, it's more retro futurism. Uh, so like think of when you think of Starfield, think of like movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar, and with uh, the Outer Worlds, like think of Fallout, uh, stuff like that. Uh, Now, on paper, like I should, like the like Starfield's art style better because that's I like that personal taste with sci-fi of uh it's it's futuristic or how to hold dystopia dystopia explain the Bethesda in in school. Yeah. Uh, so uh, with Starfield, like it goes for like a realistic angle in the of the future, which like you know I I like that. Uh, it's clear that they took inspiration from movies I mentioned, uh, and I think it's reflective in the game. Uh, like, and with the Outer Worlds, like now, I know I said like that, on paper, I uh, I like the Starfield's art style more, but honestly, that's kind of a lie. Like the retro futurism art style in the Outer Worlds is like really amazing, really. Uh, like like it's like visually impressive, uh, like good looking. So that there's that. Uh, Now, let me think. I've talked about introduction to these games, uh, in character creator. That's down to the combat, which I said is not good in either of these games. Uh, in Starfield, uh, the the enemies, they're dumb as rocks. Uh, and like just to re-jog my memory, I briefly replayed Fallout 4. I mean, I briefly played Fallout 4 again, rather. I didn't play through the game again. I briefly replayed Fallout 4. Uh, and like I think it's like the same level of like enemy intelligence. Uh, but like, in Fallout 4, your your player is the character you're playing as, like he's on the ground with the enemies. Uh, like the guns, they don't handle well, uh, but that's mostly covered up by like the VATS, like the targeting system. So there's like an extra combat dynamic. In Starfield, like the enemies, they're dumb. The guns do feel better in Starfield though. Uh, like Grant, there's less gun variety in Starfield, like, but whatever. Uh, I'm just gonna get on to like the major problem is that like uh, you know in Starfield they also give you the option like to have this boost pack, so you're you're basically jumping around like a maniac. Uh, like it also depends on like what kind of planet you're on, because like some gravity is different and that changes the combat dynamic. But like you're basically jumping around like a madman while your enemies are just glued to the ground, like just thinking is going on. Uh, so the the enemy AI like just can't compete. And like once in a while there'll be an enemy that's like a bullet sponge basically, that's a bit more of a challenge, but AI on a paper. Yeah. uh and like compared to the Outer Worlds, uh the enemies are still dumb as rocks. um Now I heard that the Outer Worlds like was known for, you know its like unintelligent enemies. So when I first started the game, I put it on a hard mode, thinking, "Oh, like let me turn this on, like give myself, a normal challenge." Uh, I died a couple times. I was like, "Okay, let me dial it back to normal difficulty." Uh, Still died a little bit, and thought, well, I heard like with the Spacer's Choice edition of the Outer Worlds that they uh like did some minor adjustments to the enemies. So maybe by now, uh, you know, everybody was wrong. Yeah, no, the enemies are still dumb. Uh, it gets to the point where like the final enemy that you have to fight at the end of the game is literally an enemy that you've seen multiple times throughout your playthrough, like a big robot with a shield. And when I saw that at the end, I just thought, are we really gonna do this? As like the easiest thing ever. Uh, it's not a challenge whatsoever. Like a lot of the times, enemies like there's a, like there's a mechanic where you can inflict injuries on enemies like with the equivalent of VATS in the Outer Worlds, which is slowing down time. Uh, like, but like, there's also a thing where at some points they'll cower in fear if you inflict enough damage on them, and just like, and I'm just like, fight me! Don't just stand there, uh, doing nothing. Like that's the thing with the human enemies. Like with the robot enemies, they don't do that. There's three types of enemies across these two games: humans, robots, and the alien wildlife, and they all are garbage. Uh, Throughout all of them in some way. Uh, and by the way, I just want it to be clear that uh, that I've given the Outer Worlds like a rating. Like I've given both of these games good ratings. Uh, so it's probably very weird that I'm just railing on you know this aspect uh like so much. But like even with games you enjoy, you still have to point out the bad. Like sure, nobody plays a Bethesda game or an Obsidian game for the combat. Like they come for the story, the characters. Like there's always problems. Like when I talk about the story and the characters, those are the real positives of both of these games. Uh, but like uh, like yeah, these games don't necessarily need good combat. Uh, but you can have a good narrative plus good combat. You know, like those things shouldn't be separated. And like, granted, I know with the second Outer Worlds, which I won't play because it's $80. um, uh, it seems like they've taken those combat criticisms to heart. Uh, like, not so much with the fact that they've just been doing the same thing for 10 plus years. Uh, it's worked. Granted, it's worked for them. Uh, so there's that. Uh, so that's me talking about the combat. Uh, I guess all I have much to talk about is like the actual storylines in these games, right? I think I covered pretty much all the non-spoiler things. Uh, all right. Spoilation of uh of the stream. So if you don't want to hear spoilers of a game you probably won't play, turn back now. Oh wait, no, never mind. I just realized there's one thing I could talk about before I can get into spoilers. The companions in both of these games, but they're kind of ingrained with the story, so maybe I will continue with the spoiler section. The spoilers, this is why I probably should just make a regular video instead of streaming a review, because uh I have to you know think of what I have to say on the fly. Uh, but anyway, uh, you know, screw it. Let me talk about companions in both of these games before I talk about spoilers. So the companions of Starfield, uh, I feel like they're good companions, and the Outer Worlds companions, I feel like they're good companions. Uh, like, uh, however, I like there's like problems, not much problems, but uh just different preferences about the companion systems in both these games. With the Outer Worlds, you could bring along two companions with you at all times. Uh, and once in a while, they'll talk with one another. Uh, like, and there's like a surprising amount of dialogue between them. Like, and and it's nice like to have like two different personalities like bounce off each other in game. Uh, with you know Bethesda, with Starfield, like at most, like when you can have one companion with you, and they only really talk to one another during the story and during when you're switching one out. Uh, so that's and then of course there's like you know the personal quests you can that companions give you. Uh, with the Outer Worlds, like uh, you don't have to uh, build affinity with your companions to uh, have to do their companion quest, uh, which sometimes I think is all right, but I feel like that sort of thing could have been there. Uh, like honestly, this is like the most subjective uh, aspect of both these games. Like, I think the companions of both these games are good. Uh, uh, so uh, in Starfield, you could actually build their affinity with companions. Like, if you don't know what that looks like, uh, this character liked that. This character loved that like just saying that in like the top top right corner. A major disadvantage of the Outer Worlds, though, you can't romance any of your companions. And I know that's a major disappointment for a lot of people. I heard you can't do it in the sequel either. Major missed opportunity. No. Also, yeah, next game on my list. That's a good question. Uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, looking at like the games I played, uh, like, like I've, it says on back backlog, like the video game review that I'm using, like it says like I've watched 80 games. Like that technically includes mobile games, but like I surprisingly, I don't think I played a lot of like console games. Like, but uh, and looking through like the games that I have as my favorites, uh, Fallout 4, Alan Wake 2, Minecraft, Starfield. Like I know I mentioned was that like Starfield is like the black shoes of my favorites, and that it still is. It's got problems. Like uh, like I've always, like one game I think I I guess I'll definitely play next. Is a hat and because for some reason, like I've seen other people play it. I even have like a little sticker like it on my laptop. In fact, on one time, commissioned somebody to make this little keychain of one of the characters, but I actually haven't played a Hat in Time. And like I told that to somebody, like, well, if you haven't played it, but you consider yourself a fan, well, if you at least watch somebody play it, and I said, yeah. So, like, uh, so I guess a Hat in Time, I guess, would be at the top of like next game to play on my list. Uh, like, like, like second game that on my list is like Death Stranding 2. Like, if you've seen gameplay of Death Stranding 2, you know that looks so gas. um, I haven't even cared about Death Stranding as like I got bored. The industry is not ready for walking simulators. like, uh, like, like, like even if like if I played Death Stranding from start to finish and didn't like it, I would like I feel like an obligation toward it, just because like Kojima Productions, it's technically in game on a AAA budget, like because if you don't know Kojima Productions, like it's like fully independent, like they can basically do whatever they want, limitless artistic opportunities. Uh, third on the list. Like, I was when I was playing. Tell me why. I've only which is like in the group of like non-telltale games, if that makes sense. Like just playing through the first chapter, I wasn't all that impressed. Uh, and like I looked through reviews of it, like it seems like everybody shares the sentiment. I'll finish. Tell me why as at some point. That will be. I'm not sure if that's that warrants an entire stream. Uh, that might be a 10-minute video. Uh, but through 3 hours to tell me why. Like, it brought back flashbacks of when I played the first Life is Strange chapter. And by the way, if you don't know, like, well, Life is Strange 1 and 2, you could play the first chapters for free. You have to buy the next chapters. I'm thinking, like, well, the first chapter of Life is Strange really intrigued me. I really liked it. That might be something I can return back to. In fact, I'm gonna write what I said down, so so it's noted. But like, and that could be another comparison. If I did another comparison thing between Life is Strange, and Tell Me Why, that in that case that would warrant a stream. And they're basically like pure story games, even Telltale games like that. Yeah, that's like a big turnoff when it comes to, like, I I personally don't mind that. But then it boils down to like the quality of the story and like uh if it isn't a good quality story, then it just really plummets. Uh and okay, Death Stranding 2. You can watch somebody play a game online, but you don't experience it. A visual is just reading that's silly. Anime one. Yeah. Like, it's I'm not like just a weird thing. Like, I noticed, like, when people like sometimes people will have a favorite game and it's a game that they haven't played at all. Uh 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 which, like, I think that's mostly the case with Five Nights at Freddy's game. like a majority of the fan base has actually played like the original games. Like, and like and to add on to that, an even more majority is just people just gathering lore details about Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, they can't. They can't. Yeah, some people when they play Five Nights at Freddy's, they don't even. There's a lot of people out there that haven't even finished those games, the original ones. Uh, Five Nights at Freddy's lore. I'm I'm a FNAF world addict. Uh, man. And it was, but I know I said I'd get to spoilers between Starfield and the Outer Worlds, and I haven't gotten to that yet. But I like this detour, so going back to what you said, I don't really have favorite games. I have favorite series. Yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. Uh, like uh you know uh one problem like with selecting favorites. Pikmin 1 and 2 are all bad because they have blue Pikmin in it. Like, one thing, like, bad thing about, favorites is that, of course, there's the classic, but I like a bunch of games. And also, with, like, the review website backlog, you can select 5 favorites. Like, I said before, but it's the video game equivalent of Letterbox. And Letterbox allows you to put 4 of your favorite movies. The thing is, like, 5 favorite video games, I feel like that's, like, too broad. Like, with 4 favorite games, like, you can get a core idea of, what, you are as a person. Yeah, there's a game equivalent of Letterbox. Like, if you go into the description of the video, like, that's one of my linked social. Can you send me a link? I will make an account. Yeah, and this in the description, like, there's a link to backlogged. See my account. Oh, okay, BRB, I'll make an account. Yeah. And by the way, like, just, yeah, like, when it comes to, like, choosing a 5th favorite game, like, I just have it as Minecraft Xbox One Edition. So Minecraft just shows up 2 times in my favorites, like the Xbox One Edition and the current version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So that's something. I feel like another thing, I feel like if I played A Hat in Time, like, I feel like that's a game I know would, like, instantly be a 5. And speaking of platforms, like, recently, I fully 100%ed Astro's Playworld, like, which is, like, if you don't, like, the demo, I mean, I'm pretty sure on PS5, so but it's like the demo game for the PlayStation 5. I got my first ever platinum trophy, the first time I I've ever 100%ed a game, and it's Astro's Playworld. Like, yeah, probably everybody has 100%ed that game. Anyway, he's still making that account. At some point during this review, it's also in the description, I was going to, mention, like, a really good video that I came across that talked about Starfield. Uh, uh, by I forgot who the YouTuber was. Like, AJTS. That I remembered. I didn't have to go on my phone. But basically, to boil down, like, the problems that he mentions about Starfield, like he has a lot of the same criticisms as I do. There's some things that he didn't mention that I probably should have mentioned here. Like, there's a whole system with, the outpost system in Starfield. Like, of course, like there's like the spaceship building and all that I haven't even mentioned. Okay, made one. Yay! Congrats, man. I haven't done any reviews yet. Though I probably should have mentioned this before you made that account. Like you can mark like if you've an app. Unfortunately, I don't think there is that's one big disadvantage. Like it's not Letterbox has their own app, but and also uh and also like when you're reviewing, like you can mark like, well, how specific do you mean, like played, like just played in general, played as in completed the game, like have you shelved this game, have you abandoned this game, like you can select all those. uh, uh it's pretty, it's a little bit more complex than Letterbox. I think that's something you can handle. So, and uh, you know, before I move on to the spoilers, like another thing, like 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 the first Bethesda game I played, like I mean, when I say Bethesda game, like true as the Game Studios game, because Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda are two different divisions of Bethesda. Like was fought for debating, like yeah, with my reviews, I don't think I've been totally serious with my reviews, honestly. There's a lot more qualities that you have to talk about when reviewing games. But anyway, hope I got your notification that you followed me. Dope favorite games. Unrelated. I'm like just scraping my fingernail across my phone case, and it's like really disgusting. Yeah, you're the goated, man. You're goated. At some point, we gotta because you're playing near Automata now. At some point, we and the boys have got to go to your house for obvious reasons. Uh, anyway, hold on. If you followed me, I gotta follow you. There you go. Uh, Okay. So, okay, finally, I'm gonna go on to spoilers, and I just remembered I was talking about to say was this is why I need like to make bullet points of what I'm gonna talk about, so that way the streams aren't messy. But like, of course, like the first Bethesda true Bethesda game I played was Fallout 4, and like that that game blew my mind. Even though it's not considered the best Bethesda game, uh, like and like admittedly, like partly why is that like the previous open world game I played was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you've ever played a Ubisoft game, you'll know that the open world design in those games like absolute trash. Like Bethesda games may have their problems, but like compared to Ubisoft games, like you know, is like an actual game. And like if you think the Creation Club is bad, with Bethesda games, like the in-game store for like Ubisoft games are like horrible, and like they're single-player games. Who am I wearing this for? That can honestly be like a topic in of itself. Like just have a stream of me just ranting about bad open world games. That's gonna be a stream at some point. Bad open world games I played. Well, and to be, I don't think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a. I gave it 3.5 stars, but it's got some problems. But anyway, I can finally get to the spoilers in Starfield and the Outer Worlds. And with Starfield, like it's like with the faction quest and like the main list, like for it's like whatever you do with the faction quest in Starfield, like they don't have like an effect on the main story. Which like uh which like you know is good for like that, they're separated because uh you know, in theory the main story can do its own thing. And fought for factions were integral to, the main story. uh uh like of course like that could very easily be a bad thing. Like I think with how I'm describing it, like it's not like like doing justice, like, but basically like in-game lore of Starfield, like there's like the faction, the UC, and like the faction, the Freestar Collective. And after like some war, like there's an uneasy peace between them. Like uh granted, like of course Bethesda games, like in the past, like there's an ongoing conflict between the factions, so you have to choose one over the other. uh like so more of a like more of a personal preference thing, but like it's all right with how it's done. And then the Outer Worlds, like I don't think there was like, at least with the beginning world that you start off in, like the faction quest like didn't blow me away. And the quest on Planet Monarch, which is the second planet you visit, uh, isn't particularly amazing either. Uh, I will say, like between Starfield and the Outer Worlds, like there's the base of Starfield. There's a lot more stuff and a lot more to do than the Outer Worlds, though. Granted, uh, like once you move past like the faction quest, like and the faction quest, like in the Outer Worlds, like honestly, the side quests like in both these games, like they could be hit or miss. There's one side quest. Again, major spoilers, but there's one side quest where you have to investigate like what early retirement is for the city in Byzantium in the Outer Worlds, and you go there and you find out that all the retirees, they're all dead. And it's funny, like like it's it's good dark humor. And like you tell, and when you tell the person that told you to investigate this, like they react to this information by saying, "Oh, in that case, I'm not missing out on anything by not having the ability to retire early." So, uh, that was a real, like, it was a short side quest, but it was interesting. One side quest in Starfield that I really liked was uh, was at some point when you're traversing, like, in some, I forgot which solar system, but one solar system you've been, like there's like a colony that contacts you saying, hey, we need your help with something, and they're all clones of like various historical figures. Like there's a clone of FDR, a clone of Cleopatra, a clone of Genghis Khan, like 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 classic like classic Bethesda style, uh you know side quest. And then like, but the thing is, then you like very unimpressive side quests, like one in the Outer Worlds is, yeah, give me these materials to make a tailored suit, and then that's it. Like, and another like in Starfield, like you could have like a mission board where there's a mission board where they'll just give you like this pretty meaningless tasks, really. Like kill this enemy that's on this planet here or there. So there's that. Uh, Main quest though, I think, is like the major comparison. Uh, so in Starfield, the main quest is that you're going, you have to find every major alien artifact, uh, and uh, it would really help if I made a script so I can talk about this cohesively. But you got to find every alien artifact, and and in some in the middle of the story, there's this uh, new faction introduced called the Starborn, which basically every time all the artifact pieces are brought together, like you'll basically have the ability to travel to another universe, like, and in game, it's in the form of Game Plus. Uh, so, however, like Born, they have conflicting views of how limited multiversal power should be, like like and like how they should use it. Uh, so like it's a cool concept. Like, however, like I think a lot of the main quests, like they can get repetitive. Like specifically with grab artifact, uh, and gaining like some you can gain basically the space equivalent of dragonborn powers, where you go to this temple and you gain the power to control gravity, basically. Uh, and the first time it happens, it's really cool. It's very 2001: A Space Odyssey esque, but like then you're asked to do it like every 30 plus times, and by the time, like, you just want it over with. Uh, and this is more so like a problem with the game design in Starfield. Uh, uh, like in other Bethesda games, like you had one world, and then on your way to the main quest, like you'll come across some random encounter that kicks off some side mission. Uh, with Starfield, like despite it being, despite having the ability to go to 1,000 planets, or more specifically 1,000 worlds, uh, it's really simplistic in its design. Like like And with the Outer Worlds, like the Outer Worlds like has a problem where uh uh you know has a similar problem, but near to the extent as Starfield. Uh, and to talk about the storyline in the Outer World, basically, uh, like like again, you're a colonist, and your goal is to help awaken your fellow colonists, like, and fight back against the organization known as the Board, uh, which is basically a collection of like uh, biggest business owners in the system, and and I might as well just talk about the ending of both these games. Like by the end of Starfield, my mouth is very dry right now. Like I'll end the stream soon. But in the end of Starfield, like you travel to this new universe. You leave your companions behind, like, and like between universes, like different there's a difference between them, so there's an incentive like to go through the game again, uh like, and of course, like if you play through the main story once, you know what's going to happen, uh like, so there's more dialogue options, uh like you leave everybody behind and become starborn. You essentially ascend to a higher plane of existence. And then with the Outer Worlds, like you rescue Phineas from like this prison, uh like, and you're basically given like a slideshow of like how your races affected others, like, and it's all right, not the greatest thing. Like you could tell they're trying to do like the classic Fallout style ending of like, well, you did this and to this, uh like, so uh like so by the end they're very, like, if it hasn't been obvious already, they're very different games. uh 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 like uh though I think there's one major positive that I'll bring up about both these games. Despite the gameplay problems, the like story problems, uh like uh and all that, like by the end, I did care about, like, the journey I went through. Like like I felt like I really connected with the companions I was with. Uh like with Starfield, like I just like reloaded a previous save. Uh like serious reviews on this website, worst takes ever. I haven't looked at like the more serious reviews. Like I can imagine they're pretty bad. But anyway, like by the end of Starfield, I decided not to go to a new universe. In fact, when you presented with that choice, like like you could just turn around and walk the other direction, like, and continue living in your own universe. Uh, like, and then like with the Outer Worlds, like it does this thing where, uh, like, we're like you can't continue playing the game after the main story finished. So you have to like, so at that point I had to awkwardly do the DLC, stuff like near the end of the game, and then like go back to finish the main story. Like, and then after I finished the main story, I reloaded previous save before, like, to basically continue with any stuff that I could do. So by the end of these games, like I connected with the people I was with. I know like that's probably like to anybody that's played the Outer World Starfield, that's like probably a major thing people are gonna disagree with me on. Like, but I did, like, and so yeah, that's uh, so my if I had to rate the World's Spacer's Choice Edition, I would give it an 8 out of 10, which is 4 stars. Uh, 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 at some point, I contemplated putting it in my 5 favorites, but uh, like, it has problems that I acknowledge. And then with Starfield, like, even though I said I gave it 10 stars, no, that 5, 10 out of 10, even though I said I gave it 10 out of 10, 5 stars, like, it's definitely lower than that. Like, it's just like, if you see like other people compare Starfield and the Outer Worlds, like, chances are like a majority of people choose the Outer Worlds over Starfield. Uh, like, that's just because like of like a specific that I connected with. Not everybody is going to feel that, and that's fine. So there's one last thing I want to bring up before I end my review of both these games, is that, throughout the years, like, Bethesda have simplified their formula of RPG games, and like with Obsidian Entertainment, like, of course, like when they started out, they were practically a AA gaming company, like, so they're still building on RPG elements, like, despite uh having done development on games like Fallout New Vegas. Uh, I, I haven't played Fallout New Vegas, but like you know, just seeing like other people play it, like there's like a lot more story decisions you can do, uh, like like more storytelling routes you could take, uh, like, and like, and if there's one major difference between like Starfield and the Outer Worlds, is that like they both, they're both like foundations of like a game, if anything. Like, but like it feels like Obsidian Entertainment is more focused on like expanding RPG elements than Bethesda is. Uh, and there's one really funny moment like that I saw like in a review from Angry Joe. Like, there's like, and the review about Starfield, like there's a faction point where if you're caught with contraband, uh, like 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 the UC will ask like, hey, if you do this, we'll we'll let you off eat if you help us take down these pirates, space pirates. And like when I played that through, when I played through that, like I found it cool, but like in Angry Joe's playthrough, like the funny thing was like the contraband that he had was a stolen juice box. So you just have this. So you just had this moment in the game where where these military personnel are asking him uh, to do this do this thing, uh, go on this dangerous mission after he's caught like with a stolen juice box. And of course, like when that happened in my playthrough, I I like I actually had like something like an illegal thing on me, uh, so it made sense. Uh, like, and of course, like I can imagine if anybody else experienced that in a playthrough, like that is like 100% immersion breaking. Uh, and like another thing, like there's a lot I haven't mentioned about either of these games. Like in the Outer Worlds, like there's this whole cell system, uh, but like it's way too easy to use. Uh, Another immersion breaking moment, like and like and honestly, there's things like despite them being RPGs, they don't account for the player doing one like that they could do this one thing. So there's that. That's one final criticism. Uh like like it feels weird, like, you know, having a bunch of these criticisms yet coming out with a positive review. Uh but you know, that's how these games are. So I'm ending the stream here. Like, if there's any final things you can say, then say them now, or forever hold your silence. Gameplay. To be honest, I don't have the equipment. Uh, like the one computer, like, and even if I had the equipment, like the computer I have is an Apple Mac Pro. I don't know what the I don't know. It's an Apple product and doesn't run games at all. It sucks. Uh, it would be really funny if, for a gameplay stream, like I just had the webcam pointed at like a TV or monitor, like like not even record like directly from the computer. Just, but anyway, I think that's it. Unless there's one final question. This is probably the longest streamed, also. Well, anyways, outro time. Uh, thanks for watching. I can't add prob because I haven't played said games. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. like and subscribe. Have you liked and subscribed yet? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Anyway, I see you like in probably 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. Anyway, see you until then. Goodbye in 3, 2, 1. Already said because I'm cool. All right. Bye-bye.